This Week in Astrology video forecast. This is episode number 42 for the second half of March 2015. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Benjamin Bernstein of astroshaman.com, coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina. I'm an astrologer, shamanic healer, and awakening activator, and as always, it's my pleasure to bring you these astrology forecasts. What's new for this half month? The final Uranus-Pluto square of the decade, marking several more years of revolutionary transformation, is our lead skylight for the second half of March. Running a close second is a very unusual solar eclipse. This potent significator of new beginnings is in the final degree of the zodiac and aspects only feminine planets. This highly eventful half month also features the spring equinox, 6 Mercury events, 5 Venus events, and 2 aspect patterns. Fasten your seatbelt. What's old as we move into this period? We've got a waning moon and we have 2 retrograde planets, Jupiter through April 8th and Saturn through August 2nd. So let's now break down our individual days of the forecast. On Monday, March 16th, prepare for your preconceptions to be challenged with Mercury square Saturn. Mercury, 5 Pisces, Saturn, 5 Sagittarius. This aspect can also help bring discipline and focus to your learning, thinking, and communication. With Mercury in Pisces and about to conjoin Neptune, this aspect also amplifies law of attraction work. You can learn more about a very simple way to use law of attraction on my website, astroshaman.com. Go to the upper right corner where there's a search box, type law of attraction made simple, and you will get to my brief blog post on the subject. Next, on Monday, March 16, we have our headline event of the forecast, the final Uranus-Pluto square. It's happening at 15 degrees Aries for Uranus and 15 degrees 15 degrees Capricorn for Pluto. Number 7 out of 7 of all the Uranus-Pluto squares we've been having, but don't lay down in your comfy hammock and heave a sigh of relief just yet. This aspect will continue to radiate revolutionary transformation for the rest of the 2010s. This series of Uranus-Pluto squares is the astrological headline of the decade and could be considered the primary catalyst for all the rapid, radical change we're experiencing, from ISIS, cyber warfare, and congressional gridlock, to Uber, gay marriage, and the iPhone 6. This world-changing aspect deserves at least part of the credit or blame. I guess maybe I should substitute the Apple Watch for iPhone 6 now. On a personal level, I recommend that you release everything that has outworn its usefulness. Do your best to be guided and energized by the divine power within you. Express your authentic human self into the world, follow your intuitive flashes, and serve others with your unique talents. If you'd like to learn lots more about this Uranus-Pluto square phenomenon, go to my website, go back to that search box in the upper right corner, astroshaman.com, type Uranus-Pluto square, and you'll see my in-depth article on the subject. On Tuesday, March 17th, Venus transits Taurus, one of the 2 signs that she rules, today through April 11th. Relish the pleasures of the 5 physical senses and watch for financial opportunity. Venus in Taurus also supports steady creativity, just being, and immersing yourself in the joy of relationships. Partnerships of all kinds receive smooth support under a Sun-Juno-Saturn grand trine. This equilateral triangle is the epitome of harmonious balance, but the planet's placements in fire signs adds enthusiasm and excitement into the mix. This aspect pattern starts today, peaks on March 25th, and wraps up on April 2nd. On Wednesday, March 18th, inspired creativity and divine connection are supported by 4 different events today. Leading off is the Piscean Sun quintile Pluto. That's with the Sun at 27 Pisces and Pluto at 15 Capricorn, whose inspirations can include how to more fully integrate your human personality and your divine essence. For more on that, once again, I have a resource for you, astroshaman.com. In the upper right corner of the home page, there is a purple banner. It says Heal and Awaken Invocations. Click that, go to the article titled Heal and Awaken Invocations, and I'll show you there a very simple way to access this on your own, often in just a matter of minutes. The second event of the day on this theme, a Mercury-Neptune conjunction, both planets around 8 Pisces, makes it easier for your mind to receive the flow of intuitive guidance. And 2 lunar events slather the icing on the cake. The Moon's entry into Pisces at 6:58 a.m. and a Moon-Neptune conjunction, both planets around 8 Pisces, around 7:45 p.m. We have no major events on Thursday, March 19th, so we go right along to Friday, March 20th, where we run into the solar eclipse happening at 5:36 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and it's taking place in Pisces, 29 degrees, 27 minutes. This is remarkable for 3 reasons. It's in the final degree of Pisces and occurs about an hour before the spring equinox, and it only aspects feminine planets, Venus and all 4 asteroid goddesses. But let's start with the basics. Any solar eclipse is like a supercharged new moon, and its effects can last many months. Any Pisces new moon is great for new beginnings in the areas of divine union practices and expressing your inspired creativity. But, since as I said, it lines up at 29 degrees 27 minutes Pisces, this solar eclipse is right on the border of Aries. So for the 3rd month in a row, we need to blend adjacent signs into a lunation interpretation. But how can you coherently combine the radically different energies of Aries and Pisces, the alpha and omega of astrological signs? Well, for starters, we have a common theme. Both Aries and new moons are about fresh starts or applying new energy to existing projects. So this adds even more juice to the idea of kickstarting or rekindling spirituality and creativity. We can also creatively combine the meanings of Pisces and Aries, so this lunation can bolster sacred sexuality, inspired action, spiritual warriorship, and erotic creativity. As I've already mentioned, this solar eclipse only aspects feminine planets. To be specific, it trines Juno, sextiles Ceres, squares Pallas Athena, and semi-sextiles Vesta and Venus. In this context, the superabundance of femininity is more important than the meaning of the specific aspects. In my opinion, this is an amazing opportunity for the divine feminine, already very much on the rise, to root itself even more firmly into Gaia's energetic matrix. The soul-crushing millennia of imbalanced patriarchy, domineering power over, that selfishly exploits for greed and control, is ending. In order to stave off a horrific environmental catastrophe and restore respect for all the Earth's living beings, we must embrace our feminine sides. It's time to become more intuitive, loving, compassionate, and sensitive, whether the bodies we inhabit are male, female, or something in between. The principle of morphic resonance, also called the 100th monkey effect, radiates the energy of everything you do out to the collective. When you embody these feminine qualities in graceful harmony with the masculine, you make it easier for everyone else to do so as well. So never believe you cannot make a difference in the world. Everything you do creates a butterfly effect on some level. The Sabian symbol for the solar eclipse is rather loquacious. A majestic rock formation resembling a face is idealized by a boy who takes it as his ideal of greatness. As he grows up, he begins to look like it. The idea here is that you are powerfully influenced by whatever you consistently focus on. Choose positive, uplifting environments and stimuli. We tend to become like the people we associate with, so spend time with people who more fully embody the qualities you want to develop. Consciously cultivate the thoughts that reflect the reality you desire, since your dominant thoughts and emotions constantly shape the external world. Hint, it's really a hologram. Use the law of attraction and the pivot technique, both referenced on my site. Search either phrase in my search box at astroshaman.com. Again, law of attraction and pivot technique, to consciously co-create reality and keep your mind more focused on what you really want. By the way, I am not suggesting that you sweep your dark side under the rug. There's also a time and place to dive into the psychological depths and integrate our shadow self into our personas. But focusing mostly on the bright side of life is a great foundational strategy. This may be my longest solar eclipse interpretation ever, but a lunation so rich with possibilities deserves a proper explanation of its potentials. Milk them for all they're worth. But are we done with March 20th? Not by a long shot. Next up, the Sun enters Aries at 6:45 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, marking the spring equinox. New beginnings, sexuality, warriorship, and self-development are all energized. The highlight of the spring equinox chart is a very tight Uranus-Pluto square aligning with Aryan Mars and the lunar nodes. The clear message here is to promptly make whatever revolutionary changes are needed to put you into alignment with your life purpose. The spring equinox chart also features Mercury sandwiched between Neptune and Chiron, with all three planets in Pisces. This supports a mental focus on healing and mentoring, especially if these activities use intuitive and/or spiritual modalities. Mercury rules the hands and arms in medical astrology, so this Mercury-Chiron-Neptune triple conjunction specifically supports spiritual healing. You can do this yourself even if you have no prior experience with this simple invocation for flowing light to others. You just say the phrase, "Spirit that I am, please flow the light through me to serve, name of person's, highest good." Then you relax, go to passive breathing, don't try to send energy, don't visualize, and then your higher self will send exactly the energy that that person or being needs, with your body and ego acting basically as the pipeline for it. Try it, see what you think about it. On Saturday, March 21st, relationship adjustment may be called for with Taurian Venus quincunx Saturn, Venus 5 Taurus, Saturn 5 Sagittarius. This may be especially true if you're trying to hold a relationship in a pattern that does not serve the highest good of both partners. Taurus can get stuck in its rut and believe that the devil I know is better than the devil I don't know. But this attitude is rarely helpful in times like these, when change and transformation are the new normal. Used mindfully, this aspect can help you structure your sensual connection with your partner in a more satisfying way. It's also a good time to get a reality check on your finances, your creative expression, and whether your current tastes are appropriate and affordable. Getting out into the spotlight, especially as an actor, speaker, or singer, can be jazzed up with Mercury quincunx Jupiter. Mercury, 13 Pisces, Jupiter, 13 Leo. On Sunday, March 22nd, learning, thinking, and communicating are smoothly and powerfully energized with Mercury sextile Pluto. Mercury 15 Pisces, Pluto 15 Capricorn. If your thoughts turn to Plutonian themes such as unhealed wounds from childhood or past lives, this healing invocation may help you. But Lord, I'm loading up with tools today, aren't I? The healing invocation is just 7 words. You speak to your higher self and you either say maximum healing that serves highest good please, or if you prefer, maximum clearing that serves highest good please. And then as with all my invocations, just relax into passive breath awareness. Let the energy come to you. We have no major events on Monday, March 23rd. I do not include void of course moons or moon sign changes in this video forecast. However, I do include them in my audio podcast, This Week in Astrology. So for that level of detail, you can go listen to that. But on Tuesday, March 24th, magical connections between you and your muse or between you and your beloved are smoothly energized with Venus sextile Neptune. Venus 8 Taurus, Neptune 8 Pisces. This is a wonderful time to receive new financial inspiration, express your creative visions, or luxuriate in sacred sensuality. Mentoring and healing, especially of the spiritual variety, is a great place to focus your mind with Mercury conjunct Chiron, with both planets at 18 degrees Pisces. On Wednesday, March 25th, we have the peaking of an aspect pattern I've already discussed, but I've given you a lot of words between now and then, so I'm going to go ahead and recap the interpretation. Partnerships of all kinds receive smooth support under a grand trine featuring Sun, Juno, and Saturn. This equilateral triangle is the epitome of harmonious balance, but the planets' placements in fire signs adds enthusiasm and excitement into the mix. This pattern started on March 17th, peaks today, which is March 25th, and wraps up on April 2nd. Also, today's Sun-Saturn trine at 5 Aries, 5 Sagittarius is part of this grand trine. Unto itself, it provides stable support for new initiatives of all kinds. No major astrology news on Thursday, March 26th, but on Friday, March 27th, the longing for a relationship or simply the desire to abandon yourself to sensual pleasure can be strong with Taurean Venus square Jupiter. Venus 13 Taurus, Jupiter 13 Leo. This aspect can be redirected into energized creative expression and money-making activities. Abundance catalyzed through partnership is one opportunity offered by a T-square featuring Mars, Juno, and Ceres. The abundance indicators are Ceres, goddess of the harvest, and Mars placement in Taurus, a money sign. And partnership is a fundamental meaning of Juno. This aspect pattern starts today on the 27th of March, peaks on April 3rd, and wraps up on April 13th. On Saturday, March 28th, Vesta transits Pisces today through June 6th. This supports sacred service in the areas of spirituality and creativity and can also support sacred sexuality. On Sunday, March 29th, Mercury and Pluto are together again. They sextiled each other back on March 22nd, and they connect via quintile today on the 29th, and that's with Mercury at 27 Pisces and Pluto at Pluto's at 15 degrees Capricorn. Learning, thinking, and communicating are energized once again, this time with an extra measure of inspiration and creativity. On Monday, March 30th, erotic pleasure, creative empowerment, and financial opportunity can all flow more smoothly under a Venus-Pluto trine. Venus 15 Taurus, Pluto 15 Capricorn. But this aspect can be lazy. You'll need to mine the trine, supplementing it with your intention and action to reap its full potential. Mercury races through Aries today through April 14th. Today, of course, is Monday, March 30th. Original thinking and impassioned communication are energized during the wing messenger sprint through the sign of the Ram. On Tuesday, March 31st, Mars transits Taurus today through May 11th. This can light a fire under sensuality and financial opportunity. It also supports Energizer Bunny productivity. We'll get to the highlights of our next show covering the first half of April momentarily, but I want to mention that it's eclipse season again. If you're among the many people who experience these eclipses hitting you where you live, you might find that an eclipse-focused astrology consultation can provide you with just the insights you need. The March 20th solar eclipse has a unique power all its own, as I have already pointed out in this video, due to its placement in the last degree of the zodiac, its aspect only to feminine planets, and its uncanny timing about an hour before the spring equinox. If you have sensitive points late in the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, or very early in the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, you'll be most strongly affected by this eclipse. But the April 4th lunar eclipse, which will definitely be on our next video, packs the biggest punch since it tightly aligns with the Uranus-Pluto square. If your natal chart has sensitive points anywhere from 13 to 21 degrees, let's call that even 22 degrees really, in Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, or any combination, then my personalized guidance can help you navigate this potent event more successfully. This is a perfect time to discover exactly how these eclipse energies are affecting your chart and how to make the best use of them. You can save up to 55% off my full rates if you do a session with me focused on the eclipse, or at least covering the eclipse partially, through Thursday, April 16th. And I'm trying something new this time on a promotion. Rather than offering a specific percentage off, I invite you to use the same sliding scale that I always make available. Pay anywhere from my full rate of $180 an hour to the low-end rate of $80 an hour. You'll choose the amount at the end of your session based on how helpful it was and how much you can afford. Choose a 1-hour, 90-minute, or 2-hour consultation. And if you're not sure if these eclipses are hitting your chart, you know what? I'll check it for free. Contact me with your date, time, and city of birth for your free chart check. Just send me an email, info@astroshaman.com, and I'll have a look for you. By the way, these discounted sessions can cover any topic you like, not just the effects of the eclipses. Shamanic healing and awakening activation can also be included. In light of this offer, I need to mention that I will actually have limited availability for client sessions through the end of April due to all the presentations, workshops, and trainings I'm doing. I actually have 23 blackout days so far during this period. So if you want to work with me through the next 7 weeks, it would be a good idea to book now to guarantee session availability. I recommend using my new online booking calendar, which is smooth, easy, and totally eliminates the problem of playing tag to nail down a session time. Let me also briefly mention I'll be doing individual walk-up astrology, shamanic healing, and awakening activation at the Crystalline Light Expo. That is this Saturday, March 21st, 2015 in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm also offering significant discounts available on a life-transforming shamanic immersion. If you mention me when you sign up for the Accelerated Training and Transformation Program at Isis Cove Retreat Center, you can take advantage of those discounts. They're offering 6 segments April 4th through May 1st. Choose any or all. Mention me when you sign up to save $100 per segment or $700 on the entire 4-week training. This program is designed to help individuals and professionals learn how to journey beyond the limitations of their ego identity and shapeshift into their sacred soul purpose. It'll be facilitated by Linda Starwolf, Ruby Falconer, and the staff of Venus Rising at Isis Cove Retreat Center, an hour west of Asheville, North Carolina. I've been through part of the training already. If you'd like to hear about my experiences, feel free to contact me. Again, info@astroshaman.com. And finally, let me mention that my partner Kimberly Crow and I will co-present the Shamanic Awakening process at the Spring Conference of the American Society of Dowsers Appalachian Chapter this coming weekend, March 19 through 22nd in Hendersonville, North Carolina. In addition to what I've already been announcing, I'll be doing a lecture titled Using Astrology for Personal and Planetary Awakening, and Kimberly will present Clearing Distorted Matrices Multidimensionally. The goal of this gathering is to douse out a roadmap to take us into the 5th world of oneness, love, and sustainability. Thank you for listening to my announcements. So let me now tell you what we'll cover on next video for the beginning of April. We're going to talk about that lunar eclipse I've already mentioned. We'll talk about Jupiter turning direct. The Sun is going to square Pluto and conjoin Uranus. Mercury is going to do the same thing. Venus will oppose Saturn. We're going to have 2 asteroid goddess sign changes, 3 new aspect patterns, and a bunch of other events involving the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, about 12 of them all told. So we'll have plenty to talk about. And as always, my joy is to be here for you, telling you the best use of these astrological energies. I thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my Benjamin Bernstein YouTube channel to be notified when I post new videos. And if you like this video, please share it. This free video forecast is a partner project with iTunes #1 astrology audio podcast, This Week in Astrology. That's also free. You can get my semi-monthly astrology forecast in writing by subscribing to my free email newsletter at astroshaman.com. Once you're there, you can also link to my Facebook page where I post daily forecasts. My personal services include astrology, shamanic healing, and awakening activation. All are equally effective in person or long distance. My guarantee makes my services risk-free. If you don't feel your experience was helpful, there's no charge. I also offer other great products and services, many of which are free. To learn more, visit astroshaman.com. Thanks again for watching. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light